This is the intro. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Carlos Comes Out as a Closeted Furry. Um,
Oh, start
today,
off strong, are we?
yeah, no. Today we'll be discussing the movie review of Cooler, which is in fact an in-depth documentary about Carlos's transition to becoming a furry. Um, it all started long ago in Chicago. A young boy had one dream.
His name
He
was
loved,
Frieza.
that's right, and he loved anthropomorphic animals, but he never really understood what they truly meant to him. And now he knows. He wants to fuck them.
Yep. Carlos is
Anyway,
not here for his own movie review as he selected Cooler's Revenge.
yep,
Um,
that's what he did.
as of currently, we are on standby for his actual written review. So, to go over the format as I always describe to you lovelies, if you've been here, welcome back. And if this is your first time, sit down and enjoy this nice review.
Yep,
Basically, we have a nice little segment where we do non-spoiler, what we thought, general thoughts and ideas, and give our non-spoiler review. Then once we go into a full-on review with this movie, sometimes it can change our thoughts and processes because we're getting it from other people's views and perspectives, which would be our spoiler-filled portion. At the end of this, we give a review, and then the host of next week, which will be Marcus, correct?
Yeah, I think it's my
Yes,
turn.
because
Yeah,
I
it
did
is.
Broly,
Yep.
Carlos did Cooler, and then now it's your turn.
Oh, I can't wait
Um,
for Carlos to find out what we're watching next.
Heard that. So with that being the case, please join us for DBZ, Cooler's Revenge.
That's the one. Alrighty. So do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I'll start us off. Basically, me and Marcus have been doing this thing, which I've been appreciating because it means I get to spend more time with my buddy in person, and we
Yeah.
get to enjoy a movie honestly more.
Oh yeah.
Which,
Next time we have to get more lemonade though.
true, oh, bro, we need to have pink lemonade, which would have been more enjoyable than this movie in my opinion. Um, Yes, and I think what makes it a lot more fun because it's Dragon Ball. We're both Dragon Ball nerds, and we're sitting
Yeah.
together in the same room watching it. Which I don't know why we don't do this more because we live literally a couple blocks away from each other.
Yeah, I was literally like, why aren't we just all watching the movie when
Right.
we watch the movie? But
So
yeah.
this movie was just okay for the multiple Dragon Ball movies. It's no, to me, it's definitely better in quality for sound design and just like character design than Broly is. But the story is super lackluster. It's super short in comparison to Broly, where Broly actually gives exposition and story plot. This felt like, your average catch this special at like 3 o'clock on a
Yeah.
Sunday or Saturday, like
Mm-hmm.
Frieza has a brother, shit like that. So it felt like you
Exactly.
could just slap this in a normal episode and made it said hour-long special with commercials, shit like that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Um, Overall, for the introductory to one of my personal favorite relative characters
Yeah.
in Dragon Ball, because like Cooler is definitely a badass character,
Yes. Yes, he
um,
is.
and the voice actor does him justice too, which is nice.
I've never heard like original voice actor for Cooler, so I was like, holy shit.
He does well, especially when he transforms into Frieza's species fifth form. So
Yeah.
badass.
It's so good. It's hard to compete though with it's always hard to compete with a bridge. I'ma play me a dumbass tree.
Right, and that was one thing too is that if I was to watch this by myself, which I have before, the movie is just okay. Cooler's just cool,
Yeah.
and when watching it with my boy Marcus, it's like we kept referring to Team Four Star's abridged Dragon Ball series. If you haven't watched it, watch it, but don't watch it if you haven't watched the original content first, in my opinion, because you get to appreciate it a lot more. But I mean, do whatever you want with your life; it's still good to watch.
Yep.
Well,
Unless you're trying to unalive yourself, the government doesn't like that. They put up fences.
correct.
Yeah. So
So basically,
don't
with
do
all
that.
that said, before we go into the spoiler section, this movie just gets a solid 6 for me.
Solid 6 from you. All right. Um, I thought this movie was as I'm gonna start with okay as well for this part. It's like I was collecting my thoughts and then listening, and then everything I wanted to say went out. But Yeah, my basic thoughts were action, good. I enjoyed what there was of it. This movie was very short, like you're saying. It was maybe in total 40 minutes. Because I think I even said that when it was over. This could have just been a special episode they aired on TV, and it's not really a movie. Um, the as far as the story goes, there is one sort of, but not really. My general opinion of this movie is that if you're a Dragon Ball fan, it's a pretty good movie, pretty great. If you aren't a fan of Dragon Ball and you're just trying to watch a movie, skip this one. Just no, it's not for you. Because if you don't like Dragon Ball, this is basically a waste of time. But
Dragon
if you
Ball
do
Super
like,
just does a lot better to bring exposition, lore, and actual movie components, and makes you feel like you're at a special event.
yeah,
And
and it's exactly, it's like the Super movies, especially the new Broly movie. It's a movie on its own. You don't have to know Dragon Ball. You don't have to know who Goku or Vegeta or Broly anyone is, because it tells a complete story all the way through.
it
And
just works.
yeah, and this one it's like it tells you who Cooler is, yes, and why he does what he does, but it's also like that lasts for about 30 seconds worth of the movie. There's not a lot of there could be more build up and everything. So standing alone on its own, not great, but I'm going to rate it as a fan of Dragon Ball, so it's going to get a higher score. So at the end, I'll be like, this is what I would give it if it wasn't, if I wasn't a Dragon Ball fan. But my score I'm counting is the one that I personally would give it. So non-spoiler part, enough rambling. I'm going to start at a 5.
Understandable. I mean, yeah, we'll get into the spoiler portion, but yeah, I agree wholeheartedly with everything. Um, it doesn't help because if you've never seen it before, and like, because everyone knows who Frieza is. Like, you show someone a
Right.
photo of like Frieza, and everyone's like, "That's that guy." It's like Undertaker from
Mm-hmm.
WWE. Everyone knows at least who Undertaker is, or like John Cena. You show them
John
an empty
Cena or
picture.
The Rock would be
Yeah.
better. I don't know who Undertaker is. I know he wears makeup. But if you
Eh,
put like
Close.
two guys with black and white makeup next to each other, I couldn't tell you which one is Undertaker. So
If I showed you, you'd probably be like, "I've seen him before," because he's like
Yeah.
he's kind of like Hulk Hogan, John Cena, and Rock status, kind of. But anyhow, this is not a
Yeah.
wrestling.
not
Review.
important.
But yeah, so like in comparison, people would watch this and be like, "So is that Cooler or is that Frieza? Who is that?" Because even the characters in the show or movie even go, "You're supposed to be dead. Who the fuck are you? You're Frieza."
Official warning, by the way. Yeah. Spoiler. I don't know if you already said that.
I have not, but it's just people. It's confusing because people think that Cooler looks a lot like Frieza.
Yeah.
Kind of racist, but you know.
Yeah. But so is the Frieza race is also racist in general. So
This is true. So this is the moment where we're gonna give the spoiler warning because those little comments weren't that really spoilery. It's just like you can look at the photos side by side, Cooler and Frieza, and be like, they do look similar, and I can see why a character would get confused too. So watch it if you're a Dragon Ball fan and haven't seen it yet. Don't
Yep.
watch it, or do. We don't
it's
care.
up to you. Yeah, that's
Your
what the
money.
point of the review is too. Is like, you could take our suggestion or not. And I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, leave a comment if you want, or don't.
Fuck you.
Yes.
Love you.
Simultaneously, fuck you and love you.
All right. So spoiler. Yeah, this movie opens up with exposition about that happens like a couple episodes ago with this another TV special, which is Bardock, father of Son Goku, where you find out that Bardock, who was the one guy who
The-
tried to stop Frieza's destruction of planet Vegeta, the planet of
The
Saiyans,
bestest boy.
yeah, best boy, gets murked by Frieza, and then Cooler, who is on
Whoa. Frieza gives him the power to see the future. He doesn't murk him.
No. The fucking fishmen in that special tells him he can see the future, and then he gets the ability because he gets stabbed in the neck. But that's a different movie for another
Yep.
day. Today,
And then
Um,
shla-di-da-di-da, Bumblebee, no.
Shut the fuck up. So Cooler basically is like, yeah, I'm an asshole. I don't give a fuck if my stupid little brother misses one Saiyan baby pod. It's a power level like 3. I have a work quote in me, or else father's gonna wring my butthole.
Yep.
And that was the past. Welcome to today, where Goku does the one thing in the world that's not like him. Tells Gohan to study, so then go on a fishing trip.
Yep. Go. Bro.
Yeah,
I think I'm having a stroke.
you are.
Help.
Well, Marcus is having a stroke. Let me tell you about this camp trip.
What's wrong with
Not Cooler, sorry.
Cooler?
Fucking
Yeti?
Oolong. Stop. Oolong, Krillin, Gohan, and Goku go on a camping trip and fishing where they're making stew and having a good time. Then immediately, they get jumped by Cooler's armed squadron, where we meet Salza, Dore, and Naze. Naze is a weird frogman that has, like, regenerative abilities. Dore's big meathead, and Salza is the main leader. And fun fact that I had to enlighten Marcus on, he is the cousin of Jace from the original Dragon Ball Z Ginyu Squad.
Toku Sentai.
Toku Sentai. Toku Sentai. Boom. So they get into it, kick Goku's ass. Half of the Z fighters basically hide in a rock hole, while Gohan, for some reason, no one knows why, takes his fucking dragon that only comes into the movies, named Icarus.
Oh yeah, after Goku gets bodied.
Yeah, absolutely fucking kicked in.
Yeah, because he's literally like, Gohan's like, I can do this. Goku's like, no, the fuck you can't. Yes, I can. Gets hit. Fucking Gohan. And then Gohan has to ride the dragon.
Dad, help! Just fucking gets bodied. Mr. Piccolo!
No, Daddy, not my tank. What?
So Gohan has to fly to Korin's tower. Don't know why he takes Icarus when he could fly equally as fast with his power. And their scouters can sense him regardless, because that gets revealed later.
Yeah, I was trying to justify this. I'm like, why the fuck? Why? Okay, maybe I don't know.
And even then, I looked at him like, dude, I'm not even gonna try. It makes no sense. So that all happens. Gohan walks in on Yajirobe and Korin having a gay marriage dispute.
Yeah, Carlos's favorite character is currently on screen.
Yep, Korin.
Yep, the only furry character that is in this movie, sadly.
Correct.
For Carlos's sake.
And then Gohan flies back, gets jumped by Cooler's armed squadron, and the best boy has one of the best pull-ups you ever see. And Piccolo is just chilling.
Yeah. Mr. Piccolo just starts fucking going to town on these guys.
And this movie the only thing I think this movie does right is that it reminds us that before Vegeta came along, Piccolo was the second strongest on the Z Fighters.
Yes, Piccolo is fucking badass.
Like, he does a lot of stuff in this movie that you never see him do in the anime anymore, which is like use his stretchy arm ability. Or just absolutely decimate people.
Yeah, we're like, Piccolo's strong. Oh yeah, why doesn't he use that move? Why doesn't he do that?
He literally shoots a key blast that homing in on someone.
Oh yeah.
And just murders him in one shot.
He's kind of like, oh. Because Yamcha was the only one who had something like that at first.
Right.
But Piccolo just can do whatever he wants and murder. I don't know why he doesn't normally do that.
And to give a little bit of exposition of where this takes place in the timeline, because the DBZ movies are all not canonical to the story because they're in alternate universes, also known as the movie continuity, because in this one Gohan has a tail when that's like chopped off way earlier, which I had to explain to Marcus as well. Yeah,
because I was very confused.
It was so confusing. This takes place after Goku returns from Yardrat, post Namek Saga, and Future Trunks is introduced. And Future Trunks is basically chilling with Vegeta and Bulma, which you never see, but it's implied. And so Piccolo just got done.
They could have at any point sensed that Cooler was here, but they were just like, nah, fuck it.
Goku's got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, which makes sense why Piccolo pulls up because he's still technically a defender of Earth, and Piccolo is going to be the first one to pull up to a fight if Goku's there too.
That's true.
And you get this pretty interesting thing where a Nail and Piccolo fused. Piccolo is just bodying the fuck out of these guys. Like, he's really strong.
Yeah, it was nice to see him finally shine for a while.
Right. And then, of course, just like in what's it called? Fucking the Frieza arc, the Frieza saga.
Yeah.
They reuse assets from that the animation. So my gripe about this is that this is definitely a somewhat lazy production because they use assets from the anime that was being released at the time. So like, because this is still animated back in like 1991 and they're still using old-fashioned cells, which I understand why. It makes it cheaper, quicker, and more efficient. This movie was released around the same time that Goku just turned into the legendary Super Saiyan and is in the middle of fighting Frieza.
Yes.
Before that, Piccolo got shot by Frieza using laser beams. Piccolo gets shot by Cooler using laser beams as well because laser beams use the same cell that Piccolo gets killed in.
Yeah. It looked very familiar, and then you're like, yep, they did all of this before. They just reused all that shit. Yeah.
It's smart. It's really smart, but then at some points it feels lazy because if you're like a diehard fan, like I can be sometimes, it's one of those things where you're like, I know you could have like pumped out a cell if you would delay this movie by like, I don't know, a month or two.
Right.
But so Piccolo gets bodied, then Goku, one of the best pull-ups by the way as well for Goku, where Salza is kicking the shit out of Krillin after Piccolo gets bodied. Gohan's like, I got him! Gets bodied as well.
As usual.
And Goku has one senzu bean, and he's just there. Like an entity, he just pops into existence staring at Salsa.
Yeah, Salsa's like, it's literally like SCP-173, where he just
Yeah.
fucking blinks, and he's like, oh shit.
So... Then we get a whole fight scene between Cooler and Goku and Salsa, where everything Salsa does not matter, because Goku's just a goat.
Yeah.
Cooler and Goku have like a really cool exposition fight. Cooler powers up into Buff Cooler, aka Form 5, where he develops the mask and the extra horns.
Yes.
Cooler does a supernova that could easily destroy a planet, but, you know, plot. Earth is only destroyable when necessary.
Exactly. Only when it needs to be.
Goku, also before that, goes Legendary Super Saiyan again, using the same cell from
and
the
he
animation.
Revives a little birdie.
He fucking for no reason does like an Android 16. Goku, protect the birds and
Remember
the plants.
the birds and the plant. Yes.
Goku revives a bird, goes Legendary Super Saiyan. They fight, and for the first time, Goku doesn't do like a Kamehameha. He just goes, all right, cool, Ki Blast, and just shoots Cooler into the sun.
Yeah. That fast forwards their whole fight, but their fight was pretty quick. It was like giant death ball, stop giant death ball, you're dead. Like, huh.
For example, this movie's 47 minutes. 7 minutes is exposition and like credits rolling.
Yep.
20 minutes of this is Goku versus Cooler. Like, genuinely.
Yeah. There was a lot of them fighting before Super Saiyan.
Yeah, 10 minutes is Piccolo fighting them, and then the rest is just Gohan getting bodied.
Yep. And riding Icarus for no reason.
Yeah. And then everyone laughs it off, has a good day, and then proceeds to the Android saga, and that's the end of the movie.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like this movie's highlight is just, oh, hey, look, Cooler is a cool character. It's great design. There's some awesome music going on while he's transforming and kicking Goku's ass. All right, he's dead now. This movie's over.
Yeah.
Like, while this movie is going on, it's kind of like, all right, we're explaining who Cooler is. But like in 2 seconds, and it's also all right. In an extremely boring fashion, the way we flash through everything. Okay, exposition about haha Goku's so wacky. Gohan does homework. Still don't care about what's going on. the early Dragon Ball filler episodes that were uninteresting. Yada yada yada. And then, oh yay, bad guys finally get here fighting. Because the fighting is the only parts of these movies you really care about. It's... If I was to genuinely rate this movie on its own without being a fan of Dragon Ball, I'd honestly probably give it like a 3. It's
Understandable.
If you weren't here for Dragon Ball, you would not give a shit, and you'd be bored extremely quickly. And like, oh, that was a cool fight scene. Great, I wasted 40 minutes.
Yeah, it definitely felt like it was just like... It felt like filler. It honestly felt like a filler episode, more or less.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is the quickest movie review that we've had, honestly, next to, Megamind.
Right, but it's also hard to talk more about it because not a lot happens.
Generally, it's like, if you want to see two dudes beat the shit out of each other like a UFC knockout fight, watch this movie. It's like the fight's worth it.
Yep, it's a good fight.
That's it.
If you're a Dragon Ball fan, I would probably give this movie... I'm fucking stuck on whether I want to give it a 5 or 6. And my typical gauge is, okay, it gets a 6 if I would watch this movie again by myself. And originally, before we recorded this today, I was thinking, yes, this is going to be a 6. But now, just thinking about how disappointing most of it is, like at least half of it, I feel like if I was to watch it again, I'd just skip that shit so that doesn't count, and it gets a 5.
Would you like to hear my final score to kind of help you gauge that?
Yeah.
So, for me, don't get me wrong, I love Dragon Ball, and I love Dragon Ball movies, and I'm a fucking nerd when it comes to this shit. Like, it is by far one of my favorite forms of media, and Cooler is one of my favorite villains.
He's really cool.
The sound design from the US release is badass. Straight up metal shredding while they're fighting, and the fight choreographies are good.
Yep.
And I'm going to review this like I review every other movie in the perspective of a movie. Not as a Dragon Ball fan, not as like I can understand why a fan would like this, and I can understand why also a fan wouldn't like this. I would understand why an average moviegoer would be like, man, this sucks. But also the average moviegoer would be like, this is badass. Forget the storytelling. This action's really good. So with all that being said, though, it does get lazy in some areas, and storytelling's one of them. You can have good sound design, which is a plus for me. You can have good fighting, which is a plus for me. But it knocks this down from a 6 to just a 5. It's just okay. You don't go to watch like a Tyson Fury match because he has good in-ring storytelling. You go to watch a Tyson Fury match because he's gonna knock the fuck out of another heavyweight. And that's what this movie is. Yeah. So it's a 5 for me, Chief.
All right, I feel more comfortable with my 5 then. Okay, and then for Carlos here, he texted me something. He said, I would give this movie a 10, but Cooler wasn't a furry. I'm personally not a scaly. I get it though. Like, yes, lizard bodies can be hot. Smooth brain though energy. So personally, since there was not enough time for fucking of any sort of animals in general, no time, it was good. 7 is his review.
Yeah. So that those are our reviews for this. Yeah, I mean, I still say go watch it. It's worth it just to see Goku beat the shit out of a dude.
Yeah, I'd say if you're a Dragon Ball fan, watch the whole thing. If you're not, just skip to the part where Piccolo shows up and watch that half of the movie.
It's so good. He has no reason to pull it the way he does.
Yeah. For thousands of years,
I lay dormant.
Oh, so that brings us on to our final business, then, doesn't it?
Yes, sir. What's our review for next week?
I have to look up exactly what it's called.
It better not be some random bullshit, I swear.
Oh yeah, it is. Oh my god, this looks so bad. Oh, I forgot how shitty this looks because it's so old. So I'm torn. Oh, I'm so torn. I want to watch one of these. We'll watch the second one instead. So, I told Carlos and I promised him after we played Hot Wheels that we were going to watch a Hot Wheels movie.
No.
So,
No.
we're going to watch the second Hot Wheels movie and the beginning of the amazing series known as the Acceleracers. Hot Wheels Acceleracers, the first movie.
Why? Why are we watching a Hot Wheels movie? Oh my god.
Because this was
man.
my childhood.
Is it just called Hot Wheels Acceleracers?
I believe so.
Where the fuck do I watch this?
Uh,
Do I have to
you
pirate
come
it?
over here and we watch it.
Okay, I'll see you this weekend.
Yeah. Dude, the
Oh,
theme
this looks so bad.
the theme to the main villains kicks ass. Oh, I'm so
It
excited.
looks like I have to watch a Bionicles movie then for mine.
Yes! Yes! We're watching Bionicles.
Alright, everyone. Well, join us next time for the fucking Hot Wheels Acceleracers movie. I am not ready for this. Thank you so much for watching. Go, again, watch Cooler's Revenge or don't. It's whatever. Stop texting me!
Yeah.
So, hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.
And everyone, if you watch the movie reviews, leave a comment if there's a movie you really want us to see. We might review it. We might not. We might just ignore you. But we might review it. So leave a comment. Anyway.
Get in the comments!
Yeah, go fuck yourself. Bye.
Bye.
Big potato.
BBD.
Recording audio. Yeah.
I'm also recording.
Yeah. 1,
2,
3, 4.
5.
I threw him for a curveball there.
Fuck you!
I just made more work for myself.
I know you did.